What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Movie Files. Joining me, as always, is little brother Jace. Bro, shot what it is on this fine Wednesday.
I'm good. It's a good Wednesday night. People are having fun, so I'm here for the fun.
Well, let's talk about the fun. Uh just the quick tease before we get into it. Far away, likely hour number 2 is How to Train Your Dragon. Have you watched that series?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'm a huge fan. Love those films. I feel like most people have watched them, really enjoy them. I was at this farmer's market and I saw a little kid and she was dressed up or had the costume kind of like little hoodie, and then kind of it wasn't a full-on costume like she was wearing the whole thing, but it was like toothless.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, it's so cute. I said, hey, is that from How to Train Your Dragon? And the mother was like, I don't know. We got it at a yard sale. I was like, oh, I was so deflated because I was like, oh, that's cool. The little kid knows about it. I'm like,
But if the kid was rocking it, it's obviously like, I'm cool with it.
he was like, it looks cool to me. So I was like, oh, okay. I'm so sorry to bother you. But anyway, we're getting a live action version of this. And I was just like, not really loving this trend based on the comments in the chat already. Feels like nobody else is. But I thought wrapped up a little creativity with this one to come up with some ideas of how that could work for something that has not been made into a live action movie yet. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Because I saw the trailer for that for the first time today, and I'm like, oh, that's what we're doing.
Not a fan.
Like, okay, all right, we'll see what we can do. Howdy.
What's up, Snake Eyes? David Thanos is here. What up?
What's going on?
What's up, Jamelin Parks? How we doing, my man? King Collector's here. The King is in the building. Jace, hit my mo for me.
Love
That's so funny. What's up, King Collector? Gosh, that was...
You got to watch the 2000 wrestling to get 90% of the drugs.
Oh, amazing. David Thanos wants to go, not liking the path where Superman and Lois is going. What about you, Jace? All right. You can't say anything else. Okay. I've only watched up to episode 3. I'm so far behind. But to answer David, are you yay or nay with where it's going?
All right. There are either 2 or 3 episodes left. I do like where it's going, because I even if they don't find a loophole, I think it's kind of creative in doing so. I mean, I'm okay with doing something different. I mean, we've already broke the mold on how the show is, and they are telling its 100% unique story with Superman that doesn't suck. So I'm cool with
it. So David, between trying to juggle the different channels, figure reviews, like the old school writing and taking the photography, trying to do, what was that, 35 more movie reviews before the end of the year. Good luck. I've been watching a lot of movies. I watched this Amazon exclusive Christmas movie. Man, I don't want to say it was bad. I just want to say that it was.
I mean, Christmas movies should be your layup. All right, hard getting gifts.
So it was weird because
what happened?
Like, we watched it, and here's the pitch, right? So this lady is at her office Christmas party. She's celebrating this big contract they've got with her boyfriend, who happens to work in the office, HR nightmare. Mm-hmm. And her boyfriend seems like such a tool. I'm like, this didn't even seem, like the boyfriend in the beginning always has to be this obnoxious jerk off. So we can get to the guy that's going to sweep her off her feet.
Catch and save him.
Yeah. Typically back home. And
all right,
this situation is like, there's no way she would have been with this guy to start. He's such an obnoxious, terrible boyfriend. It's like they took the worst part of that cliche and said, let's just amp it up. So he's just like, there's no way anyone will want to have a relationship.
Jeff, I have some bad news for you. Girls kind of sometimes do deal with the D-bags.
He's not a functional. He is a caricature of that. So
They love that.
yeah, he breaks up with her right before she's going to meet her parents or going to introduce him to the parents. And I don't know what year this movie's set in, but they're talking on phones that are cordless. She has a cell phone. I am assuming she at one point during the entirety of their relationship has sent a picture to mom and dad. Hey, here we are. Just chilling. We're in Paris. We're at the Olympics, having a grand time. So the boyfriend breaks up with her. So her roommate goes, well, you could hire someone to play your boyfriend for Christmas weekend, and then you guys can break up.
Okay, I've seen this movie.
Yeah, I mean, we've all seen this movie. We're watching Christmas movies. And so this one was really great in the sense that there's a montage of really terrible candidates who respond to this online ad. And then she meets this guy who's a little creepily too perfect. And, they hit it off right away to the point where it's like, I mean, y'all aren't even trying to make him work for it. I mean, he's just like, she's all, hey. And he's like, hey. So it's really odd because they have zero chemistry. Their chemistry is written.
See, in my head, I was thinking about the movie that has the guy. I can never remember what the man Numbers. I think he's got this really good chemistry with the girl, and it's kind of like the Christmas they go out for these weddings and all that stuff. And then,
no.
Speaking of that, my wife is actually watching the Tyler Perry show, and I'm like, this is once again great cinema. The TV show on Netflix, great.
Hey, listen. Oh, you started watching it?
My wife.
Or have you been watching it because you had to sit at the TV and keep her company?
I just heard certain lines in it, and then I'm like, yeah, it's ridiculous. It's what she would want.
I gotta be honest, I'm mad at him for making that a TV show and not a movie, because I would have watched it even if it was 4 a.m. I would have watched it just because they're terrible. They're so bad. They're amazing.
Hey, honestly, I'm sorry. Like, if you ever are in a bad mood, I honestly think you should watch what is that, The Oval, because that is so ridiculous.
It's quite bad.
It's like you're like, I was in a bad mood, but this is so ridiculous. I can't help but laugh.
I can't stand a bad mood. All right, so before I get into the rest of this movie, let's bring him in. He's not the guy you think. He's coming later. He's at a party right now, but he said he'll be on at the second hour. Let's bring in the magical man himself. He's upset that Disney Plus replaced She-Hulk with Deadpool on the main hub for Marvel. Let's bring him in. It's our man Norris. What's up, man?
It is not wine night. Wow.
What an introduction. I appreciate that.
I mean, I saw it. I was like, oh, I know somebody who's going to be hot with this news.
Well, actually, I hadn't even heard about that. So they did what now?
So you know how they have on the banner on all the different channels? On Disney Plus?
Yeah.
So they've had this. Here's the new people. You better get used to them. They're not going anywhere. And we're like, whatever. So they actually replaced She-Hulk. And we're like, you know what? We're going to edge her out. Nobody noticed, but they did notice, of course. And they replaced her with Deadpool, which kind of makes a lot more sense. So,
well, you know what that is. Money talks, man.
Hey, listen.
Money talks.
A whole lot of money. What's up, Michael? Norris.
What's up?
It's the Chuckster.
What's going on, Snake Eyes?
All right. So I was telling Jace about this Amazon exclusive rom-com, Christmas rom-com, because it's very important to add in all those details. And so lady hires a dude to play her boyfriend because she never sent a picture of the boyfriend to her parents, who she's introducing him to. And the screenwriters actually try to fix that, and like, oh, he's still too shy to come on screen when I'm on FaceTime. Yeah, but I still don't understand why she never sent a photo over. Anyway, so the dude that she hires is amazing, a little bit creepy because they're so into each other right away, where there's no time to build that. Oh, I thought you were an obnoxious jerk, but now the veil's been lifted from my eyes. I want to be with you. There's none of that. And in those awkward moments, they just kind of go, there's a lot of nervous laughter. And it almost makes me uncomfortable because I'm like, what are we supposed to be laughing at here, guys? So it's a weird movie, but because it's a Christmas rom-com, I didn't reach for the remote to go, what else is on? I just let it play. And I cannot tell you what this movie's name. I can't tell you the movie title. I cannot. I literally like after the movie was like, hey, what was that movie called?
It's like, and you're watching it, you're like, it's not even showing up there. Oh, shoot.
It was funny. I was like, I took way too much time going on the Amazon site because I don't have it on my computer. We have it on the TV, and I don't have all the logins, so it's like whatever. But I went through Amazon's Christmas rom-com list to try to find it because I was like, where is this movie? I did Google searches, could not find it. It is just in the breeze. So I had to go back through the portal of that profile to figure out what the heck we were watching. It was that forgettable.
How did you end up on this to begin with? Like,
oh man, it was on, just looking for something quick. I'm trying to do like 35 more movie reviews by the end of the year. Time's ticking. So, I'm always down to watch a Christmas rom-com. Note, I didn't say a good Christmas rom-com. It's just, whatever. They're quick and they're short, which is like bonus points. And this one had no substance.
They can't all be Elf.
No, they cannot. This one was not even mistletoe.
I mean, the thing about these movies is they're very formulaic. You go to Hallmark, you can watch them all day. They're very similar. Like I said, jerk boyfriend, go home, find out big city just isn't a great hometown boyfriend, high school sweetheart, best friend, yada yada yada.
Owns the apple orchard.
I mean, yeah, he's taking over the general store. Going. Yeah. I mean, and then he's been taken over for his parents, who that's why he didn't get to the big city, yada yada yada. And jerk boyfriend comes back. Oh, I love you. I can change. No, I want to be here. The end. And wrap up. Get to the next one. Like,
right.
That's what they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And they are.
By the numbers.
Well, now, I wrote it down. I had it bookmarked, and I forgot to mention my nominee for Dummy of the Week. I had one before the show. And we started talking, and I came up with another one. But my nominee, because I haven't even watched it yet, is Hot Frosty. This Netflix movie where
I heard about this on Wait, Don't Tell Me. They were talking about this on Wait, Don't Tell Me. Hot Frosty. Hilarious.
Yeah.
More adult themed kind of Christmas rom-coms.
Our girl Fetch she finds a magic scarf and turns the snowman into a dude, into a real life boy.
Now, I heard the snowman is pretty chiseled. Like, he's pretty buff.
I mean, if you're going to sculpt the snowman, you don't need to give him a beer belly. Why make one spare tire? I mean, that comes when you're 10 years into your marriage. Like, oh, sorry, baby. Take it all in. Nah, you're cut and ripped when you get chiseled out of ice. I mean, what's up, Bobby Drake? Michael said my wife watched that movie 30 times and loved it. And David said, which one? All of them. All of them.
Right. But again, you can watch the Hallmark Channel all of that. I mean, after next week.
Yeah, because
straight through, just let it run.
They're not right there. Because I make it a point to record every 2024 movie that seems remotely interesting. Just record to watch while I'm wrapping presents, coming up with gift lists, the whole thing. I'm like totally into watching these mediocre to hey, that was actually pretty good Christmas movie. So I'm all for it. Yes. So Hot Frosty I will be watching and reviewing. I just thought whoever was so inspired to come up with that idea should be my nominee for Dumb of the Week, but I'm going to watch it. So I might be a little bit more of one. Anyway.
Well, his wife watched it 30 times. I mean, something must be working there. It can't be completely dumb.
No, she's sending a subtle. She's sending a subtle hint to Michael. It's about time to get back to the gym, there, buddy.
No, I mean, like, because it's you have it's Lacey Corbett,
Yes.
Jennifer,
one of the twins, Tia
Right.
Tamara.
Yep, that's
Tamara.
Yeah.
yeah. Who's like I said, Kristen Cameron from Full House.
I just said it.
Yeah. Who else? It used to be Jennifer from whatchamacallit. Oh gosh, what was the drink? Party of Five. Jennifer Love Hewitt. Yeah, I think she used to be the other one. They would just run them out. They got them.
There's another one who is in a lot of these too. But yeah, I don't care. Oh, Christina Milian's in a rock of these.
Oh, she's good. Yes, she's finding that nice little. Hey, I can do these too.
Yeah. So I just end up. I mean, they're just like really disposable. Like your perfect little Christmas cookie. Just there's no substance to them. They're just calories. You just watch them and you forget them right away. It's like, what's the next one? I'm gonna fast forward through all these commercials. That's why I watch. That's why I record them, so I don't have to watch the endless stream of commercials. But yeah, I'm all set for it. David said, I told my wife those actors got it good. They could go to the market and don't get ready to that. Oh no, that's not true. Because I'd be like, hey, weren't you on a Christmas on Snowy Lake? No.
Hey, honestly, I mean that's why was it I don't know if it was a couple of years ago, Lindsay Lohan was like, I can get in on this too. Like
Lindsay Lohan has one coming up this year too.
Oh yeah, she's like, Netflix, we're good, right? I'll run them back. Like
Need more.
That probably $2 million check keeps the taxes paid and mortgage paid.
Right.
I'm not mad at her. So yeah, that's those movies. Let's get into some stuff here. All right, so Frank Grillo, aka Crossbones, said, hey, he's got to look at the Superman trailer, and he's like, oh, my skin was hot and I had goosebumps. So we're apparently getting very close to Superman's trailer. Jace, how hyped up are you for this? And can you not wait to go and Cheese face? Yes, long neck Superman does look cool. I'm ready for it. You set for that?
I'm still more positive than you and Chief right now, but
I'm not against this one.
A couple shows ago, you were losing a little faith in Superman DC universe.
I was losing faith in the DC universe post Superman. Superman, I'm like, hey, this guy David Cornsweet looks like Superman. Oh man, what's her name? Miss Mizell. She looks
Rachel Bros.
Right. She looks like a perfect Lois Lane. They got a perfect Jimmy Olsen. I mean, it's like Nicholas Hoult, I am sure is going to kill it as Lex Luthor. I'm good with this one. And Michaela, who works with James Gunn and Iraq and stuff, she's going to play Cat Grant. That makes sense. So I'm good. I think Wendell Pierce is going to play Chief. Perry White. I'm good with this one. It's everything after that I'm going.
Again, I'm still trying to figure out if it's going to be a Superman movie or Superman with a whole lot of everybody else. I mean, I'm just because as we've said in the past, no matter who's in Captain America movies.
You're about to say Captain American? Is that the version?
I'm still working through a cold, so stuff's so. But Captain America, end of the day, it's Captain America's movie. I'm hoping they get that same kind of formula. Like, yeah, there's Justice League in here, but at the end of the day, this is Superman, Lois, Daily Planet, and Lex Luthor.
Is there any other? I mean, it is always that. It's like it is either the cold-hearted dude or they're just so stuffy and bored with work. I've got to sell this contract by midnight tomorrow. Oh no, I forgot to turn off the laptop. You thought I was working. I was coming up with this grandiose romantic gesture so we can have our first kiss after this 2-hour movie. and then credits.
And credits and run it back. Like,
Run it back.
I mean, if you've ever seen a Lifetime credit movie, those you're like, I mean, if you ever wanted to be a working actor, and you just say, "Hey, mom, you'll see me in the credits." I was there.
There he goes.
I tried to pause it.
Watch it on super slow mo, okay? What's up, man? What's up, Barack? Henry G's here. Doing good. How are you? I saw Carl Winslow in one of their movies. He didn't age well. No. You want to know who didn't age well? His daughter in one of those Christmas movies. It was like, what the heck is going on here? It was like, if you're that old, then that must mean I'm that old.
Not Lisa. Was that her name, Lisa?
Yeah,
okay.
Family Matters is one. It's like that was the Friday show. I was like, Urkel really annoyed me. So, because if you haven't had glasses around that time, Urkel, I'm like, no, it's because I'm black. It's the worst. But yeah, I feel like Superman's gonna be solid. There's a lot of this other stuff where I'm like, now, Jace, you and I talked about this just before Showtime, and we're getting a Sergeant Rock movie show.
What?
It's gonna be a movie. Sergeant Rock. Laura, thank you.
Thank you. I'm like,
so we're gonna get a Sergeant Rock movie. Bruce Campbell, that Bruce Campbell wrote Sergeant Rock versus the Army of Darkness. They were like Hitler and the Nazis got injected with a zombie formula. It was amazing. It was just like let's kill more of them. And cousin business is a booming. So it was really good. I doubt we're gonna get Sergeant Rock meets the Army of Darkness here.
Yeah.
I'm flabbergasted to go back to your thoughts on, hey, you didn't sound that optimistic about the DC universe. That's because of this. Sergeant Rock is a cool character. Sergeant Rock needs to be nowhere near the initial release rollout of DC movies. Yeah. That's like a phase 4 thing for Marvel. Like, it's cool. We got Sergeant Rock. I mean, what they would have done is have Steve Rogers reading a Sergeant Rock comic or Nick Fury comic, whatever. Having him show up so soon in this, I don't know. I feel like they're doing, well, let's do stuff that we really think is cool. And if everybody else does, that would be great. But I mean, if you've been down for our Creature Commandos, you're going to want to watch Sergeant Rock next.
Yeah. Okay. If you're trying to rehab your image, and
maybe they could have picked him as Plastic Man. Oh, wow. That was just so mean to poor David.
I mean,
even in Twisters, he was good in that.
I mean, the costume does not look great. I mean, this is one of those things. If you have a bad brain, you don't need to try and hit home runs every time. You do need your big hitters to home runs, but your other projects, hey, we just need some on bases stuff.
Is Sergeant Rock a bunt?
Man, Sergeant Rock is getting struck out. Like, it's just not happening. Like, it's just I'm not putting money into. I mean, does anybody in the chat say, hey, you know what? I think I want to give DC a chance in 2025, 2026 on Sergeant Rock.
All right, Norris. What about you? How hyped do you?
I mean, I love Sergeant Rock, especially Joe Kubert's early work on it. I mean, if you love comic books in general, or if you just love art, or you love good writing, that is a solid book. Will it translate to the screen? That I don't know. Does anyone care to see it? You know what I mean? Like, you could just go watch Saving Private Ryan, right?
That's the problem. It's not superhero enough to be like, oh, this is a DC movie. It's like every other war movie, and it shouldn't be anything more than that. Outside of Sergeant Rock should not die at the end of your movie. Maybe they work in Easy Company, put in the losers. maybe they ended with like a big crisis antimatter wall. I'd be like, oh, what's happening? That would be something.
Why would you even do that? You know, what crowd are you aiming for at that point? You know what I mean? I don't know who's coming up with these ideas. Thank you. I just don't know. Like, are they just spitballing? Werewolf by Night. General audience.
Okay, so
True.
Werewolf by Night was perfectly situated in phase 4 on a streaming platform where you don't know who it is. So I can watch a free movie on my paid subscription. Sergeant
Rock. It came out around Halloween, right?
I think so. But I mean, it was perfectly timed. Hey, I can watch it. I mean, but something, even if you show me trailers of Sergeant Rock with Daniel Craig, it's
whoa. You jumped, you spoiled it. David Thanos said, let me guess, Dwayne Johnson is in it.
Like,
The Rock says, know your role. No, we're gonna get Daniel Craig. Deadline confirmed that Daniel Craig is in talks to star Sergeant Rock. I mean, that could be really interesting. The director for it is Luca Guadagnino, which I butchered. He's directed Challengers, Call Me by Your Name, Suspiria.
Okay.
Hey, did any of those sound like superhero war movies?
Right.
I mean, I'm not gonna knock anybody for going, hey, let me change up and do a different genre. Hey, you can do that fine. My thought, way more than anything else, is what makes this a comic book movie? Or are they just going, well, maybe we can get some army movie fans who will come out and won't even recognize he's a comic book character. And if so, what's the point? You have an entire DC universe of superheroes that have never gotten a touch of a movie. Why not do those guys first?
Especially in a genre where the bar has already been set so high. You know what I'm saying? Band of Brothers, Saving Private Ryan. I mean, you name it. There's so many that are just so iconic. Mm-hmm. Why stick a toe into that pool when you have so many other stories that no one else can tell but you?
Yes, right. Except for Marvel.
Well, even with Marvel, I mean, you know, you could have, well, just for example, the Sandman show. Like, they did a really good job on that. Like, Marvel.
My favorite part of the episode is when he took that beer can away.
I mean, you got Neil Gaiman. That is a great franchise. Marvel doesn't have anything like Sandman. You know, and we always know DC. We've known DC for the grittier stuff for years, decades. So they have some stories that Marvel can't tell necessarily.
I have those Vertigo imprints, but I would think during the heyday of that grim and gritty, it was way more Marvel. You had your Daredevil, your Luke Cage. We're gonna take the tiara off of him, give him a leather jacket because he's on the streets now. Punisher mowing down everybody. Wolverine. These claws aren't just to pick up some cucumbers, kids. Then we had Ghost Rider. We had the Midnight Suns, Blade, Nomad. They were going hard with like, hey, this is a really grim and gritty character. And then they threw in Deadpool, so they had a rack of them.
And you know how successful those were? Not really.
Well,
I mean, again,
Wolverine, Punisher.
Yes, okay. Like
Ghost
those
Rider,
guys, they expanded out of what was already existing. But for the majority of them, it wasn't blazing down, you know, because there was a point Marvel was about to go bankrupt because, we went dark and gritty and no one was buying it. Again, I don't understand how in a world that is got dark and gritty out the wazoo, you don't make money when people see what they see every day. They need that escapism. That's why they go listen to podcasts. They go watch fantasy. Like,
I thought you were talking about. Okay, sorry.
Like you play video games because I don't want to deal with. I'm not watching news 24/7 because guess what? That sucks. I want to watch a entertainment, zone my brain out. I watch a rom-com about the pretty girl who can never find love 50 freaking times a day, because guess what? That's not reality. Like,
which part? That the pretty girl can't find love?
You know.
Wait, until
Oh,
might have
no!
been my favorite part of Barbie. That thing was so funny. When they did that whole deal, I was like, oh, that's hilarious. That was really good.
Good. Like, I mean, I'm just, you don't want, I mean, that's, if you want to talk about why this went off and failed, it was, you got dark and gritty DCU and, I mean, Zack Snyderverse. You didn't love it. Why you, like, this is why I knew you talked about it a while ago. It's like, yeah, you give James Gunn creative control, but you also need somebody to say, I need you to dial that back a little bit. Because that's not, we're not putting $100 million in Sergeant Rock in the first 5 years. That's just not happening.
We're not going to do Sergeant Rock or Creature Commandos until after we get Batman and the Outsiders out. Okay, no, thanks.
Like, we don't have a Teen Titans movie. And I mean movie. Like, there has not been a Teen Titans that leads up to a live action Judas contract. We're not doing that. Like, just stop. Like,
Hey,
stop
jumping ahead. We haven't gotten to that topic yet.
I'm just saying.
We haven't gotten there.
That's not a topic.
Well, I was saying that because I have real examples for mine. James Gunn's talking about being comic accurate and addressing any confusions that you might have about Peacemaker and how it fits.
Huh. How it fits?
Yes.
Into what?
Right.
So, James likes to go online and addresses fan and critic questions. So they're asking, like, hey, what's up with you saying that all of Peacemaker season 1 is canon, aside from that scene with the Justice League? That is the end of the whole deal. So it is not like they're never referenced before then. So he says basically everything is canon except the Justice League and a couple of other things, but nothing can be considered pure DCU canon until Creature Commandos.
What?
That was perfect. I could not have asked for a better reaction on
that. I don't have anything other than what? Like, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
There's no quality control. There's no one saying, like, because clearly that's not canon. If you watch Peacemaker, that's not canon. There's nothing in it is canon. It's almost like it's like Doom Patrol. Like, I don't know if you watched the show, but
I love Doom Patrol.
Huh?
I love Doom Patrol.
I did too. Great show. Very surreal. Is it canon? Was Legion canon?
It was like, in the way they explained it, thankfully, in the CW, when they did Crisis, they were in their own world. So it was canon on Earth, whatever.
Right.
Doom Patrol, like, they had their own worlds. That was their canon. And Peacemaker trying to act like, I mean, it's like, okay, Peacemaker is on a world where Aquaman is the big Samoan dude and Flash is Ezra Miller. Like, you can't.
So he explains a little bit more. Someone goes, hi, James. Can I know what is the reason for the change of mind regarding the first season of Peacemaker? You had said that it was not going to be canon, and now it turns out that it is. Yes, Peacemaker takes place after Superman, including season 1. Season 1 isn't canon, but no. So confused. I'm confused.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that because he's trying to make us rewatch Peacemaker?
That's not happening.
I'm like, I remember.
I'm so good.
There was an invasion of aliens or something.
Where is Gunn right now in like his relevance to the universe? Like
He is
still
front and center.
right.
He and Peter Safran are directing, steam rolling through any thoughts of continuity and a logical progression of this.
So
DC.
maybe that's why he's saying stuff like that, because he knows where he's at and no one's going to check him on it.
I would say a lot of off the cuff stuff and no one's going to check me on it.
Right. But anyone who's watched Peacemaker knows that
can't watch it.
Dubious at best.
Yes.
At best.
I mean, that was the kind of tongue-in-cheek kind of. I mean, it like Peacemaker to me was trying to be Deadpool, and it wasn't as good.
That was my whole thing. I watched it like, yeah, if I wanted the slapstick comedy guy, I'll just watch the better one with Deadpool 1 and 2, because Deadpool has a lot more stuff to make fun of. You making fun of the DC stuff is like, well, everybody makes fun of it. What are you doing?
I mean,
can we get a movie out before we talk about canon? Says Michael Solis.
It doesn't make sense because with the Suicide Squad, where Peacemaker is introduced, is actually good, and then he becomes slapstick with the people who are running the Suicide Squad for no reason. I mean, she gets, you know, at the end of Suicide Squad, you know, it could probably change his personality. But it was like, this is a real stretch to how we get from here to here.
Yeah, he was kind of like Drax in a way in the Suicide Squad, like super focused and all this, super literal. And he just became super moronic. And I was like, I don't know. And again, because he was like one of the early parts of this new era of DC, I'm like, well, this isn't a great sign. So, yeah, more stuff that I'm sure you guys are hyped up to get you excited about this DCU. Creature Commandos is coming next month, whether you like it or not. Chase, suck it up and get ready.
Weekly episodes of a show that has, I mean, on one level, I know I'm going to watch it because it's like, okay,
I'm going to watch it.
Maybe I did hard on DC, and I'm giving this probably a 2-point bump because of Penguin. It's like, all right, maybe when they're given their own direction, they're not worried about the old bosses in DC. They can make a better show. I mean, better products. Creature Commando will probably dissuade me of that idea. But I'm gonna give it that, okay, let's see what you can do. I don't see how a cartoon's gonna really get me back into it, but let's try.
Okay. Michael Solis says, hot take. I really enjoyed both the Suicide Squad movies. So my cold response to that is I enjoyed certain parts of the first Suicide Squad. And then I enjoyed a couple parts that weren't attached to Margot Robbie. Yeah. But I really liked the second one because I thought that was one where James Gunn got to do his Guardians formula and it really worked. I thought the first one, between Enchantress doing her, "Woo, I'm so spooky," they really needed a better villain for that movie. Like, I thought the cast was solid. They were cool, but it was just, I mean, I wanted to like it more.
If the Suicide Squad had part one, the villain was Black Adam, it would have worked. I mean, you lost some members. Somehow they end up winning. You know, maybe get somebody who's not Superman, Martian Manhunter helps them out. Like, that would have been fun.
But Black Adam would have had to take over the whole DC universe at that point. The Rock says it's time for a new era. And speaking of new eras, let's bring in the man who came in a little earlier than he said. He was like, you know what? I got to get on the show right now. Y'all are talking about my favorite movie, Suicide Squad. I want in. So let's bring him in. Chief, what's going on? Distinguished gentleman, sir. No hat, no Giants gear. He's officially here to party. He's like, I'm the distinguished gentleman
shirt on. I see you.
Hey, man, you know.
Money.
No. Brokey.
That was after the party.
I'm 25 cents from a nickel. How y'all doing tonight, man?
I'm not quite
What's
sure
going
that
on?
math adds
What's
up,
going
but
on?
okay, I'll take your word for it.
It's negative 25, and he still has to get 20.
Yeah. Hey, what's this dude doing here? There's no wine club tonight?
We were looking for a scholar to fill in for you, and
Yeah, I see.
Morris happened to be free. So
This who you choose?
No one scowls like him, though. You know,
This who you choose?
we didn't realize you're going to come in super fresh with the hair, the glasses, the collar shirt. Norris, we need you to step your game up for your fill in for Chief status.
Clearly.
Looks like I went to the wine club, right?
How's your cane game, Chief?
You know what I mean?
Injection, fellas.
Hey, right. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know, I'm out here trying to get this office back into shape and put it back in. Well, look. You know, anyhow, it'll be a Tyler Perry movie.
You'd be the bad boyfriend that she'd break up with.
Right.
Started movie.
What's up, Snake Eyes? That joint where I just start to roll up my sleeves when she got home late. I see you late again, huh?
I told you not to come home late. Now, where's my dinner, woman?
Okay, seriously, the first 5 minutes of that Tyler Perry show has that in there.
Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's me, man.
You know
I've been
what? I
talking all
think
my
one
life.
of these episodes we're gonna have to make our own Tyler Perry movie.
Oh man,
We're just
That
gonna
ain't
workshop
hard.
it. It's been 5 minutes. That'll be the whole episode.
right.
And there's our Tyler Perry movie, everybody. So more news. Creature Commandos is coming next month, and Alan Tudyk is already going to be playing Dr. Phosphorus. He is also going to be voicing Clayface. So Clayface is going to be showing up in this, and spoiler, there's going to be the silhouette of Batman in the movie showing up as well.
The whole silhouette?
The whole silhouette. I mean,
I'm in.
contain
I'm
your
in.
excitement if you can.
I'm in.
A Creature Commando is going to have a silhouette.
He's going to, we're going to see that familiar outline.
But Jeff, isn't Creature Commando supposed to be a whole lot of years before the start of DC?
I don't know when. I don't even know if they know.
That was the whole point, is the reason you had Rick Flag's father in there.
I mean, they're fighting Nazis, right?
Nazis.
Nazis.
Yeah, I don't know what. I don't know if they know what's going on. I think they need a roadmap and just outline it. All
Can
right,
you
so
show us? I mean, because at least we can probably have some input. Like, hey, we can help. Like,
Maybe the whole thing's a flashback, or there's a time machine involved.
there you go. And we bring back Rick Flag. And then Chief, you know, I will say that we do have some powers over what happens with the DC film universe. Chief got that Cyborg movie vetoed. He's like, nope, we're not doing a Cyborg movie. I don't want to see it. And they're like, all right, Chief, we're good. No Cyborg movie.
They finally made the right choice. You know what I mean?
Needless hate. You
And
know you
needless
wanted to see
hate.
that movie.
Nobody wanted to see a cyborg movie.
I want to see a Cyborg movie.
You know what I mean? I'm glad they did that. I don't even know why they would have done it. I'd rather have seen the Batgirl movie that got shelved than Cyborg.
again,
Are you doing the people's brow?
the extended cut of Justice League served as a very good Cyborg movie.
That was the Cyborg movie. You know what
Like,
I
it
mean?
was really, it gave you everything you want from how he becomes Cyborg, and then because Cyborg doesn't have this rogues gallery of villains that everybody would know about, so it's like, I don't think that would have been the way to go.
He's got trolls. He's got viruses. He's got all kinds of stuff. Windows crashing. White screens of death. Come on. Lots of arch enemies.
Yeah, I don't want to see it. I'm glad they cut it.
Wow.
I will say in the Snyder cut, which honestly, when I first watched JLA, I hated that movie. I thought it was terrible. I saw the Snyder cut; it was a completely different movie. It was epic. You know, I'm like, this shows how important it is to let a director have his vision, and they actually let the character of Cyborg, like, he actually had an arc in that. So if you watch that, I could see the argument for him having his own.
Okay, Norris, did you see Dawn of Justice, the Snyder cut?
Yes, I did.
I mean, it's like that is like, hey, here's Superman, Clark Kent, and Bruce Wayne. You needed that story in there. It was like, how can I still for the life of me just like, hey, if you saw the cut of that one versus a cut of what was in the theater, you would know they're two separate, very different movies, and one gets you a whole lot of money, one gets everybody saying your whole thing is going in the trash. Like, I mean, even if you couldn't finish that movie, that version of Justice League, you still just like, hey, just write everything down. We'll do it.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to change this up. Like, I mean, now it's.
I feel like Snyder's not gonna. He's not gonna compromise himself. So he's like, I'm gonna tell my story, and then they're like, okay, great, we're gonna make it fit into what we want to show, and then we'll let you have your director's cut later. But they could just do with like what they did in Dune, tell a complete solid story, and then come back and finish it. Like, as a moviegoer, I would much rather have that experience than to see a complete disappointing movie. you know what I'm saying?
There were some good parts to the Josh Whedon cut, but a lot of it was like really ridiculous and stupid. Like, there was so much where I was like, wait, this isn't in the movie either. Good grief, this stuff was lame. And like everything that I thought of was lame in Justice League was part of Whedon's version. I was like,
did they have the part where Shazam is in the extended cut?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I think that I liked in this Whedon cut.
No, I think he was there.
Pardon me.
The only gripe I got with it is that Roman Reigns is Aquaman. You better acknowledge him, David.
Again, I mean, like, I remember watching the Josh Whedon cut, and it was like, all right, you guys don't want dark and gritty. Okay, this is what you get. I didn't like how they cut out the part of the Wonder Woman fight where they actually are starting off like telling what their motives are,
right?
Just to get her. I'm like, guys, and there were obvious people who were left out of the Josh Whedon cut. There was like, I don't see why there's no people in this comic.
Are you talking about married people?
No. It was different single folk that somehow were never in that movie.
Gotcha.
Other than Cyborg, which we also tried to cut out. Oh, wait, I gave away who was cut out.
My computer's tripping. This is light rain. It is not a light rain.
It's not light rain when I'm here.
It is a lie. Chief is on mute and excited about his weather report.
Nah, the thunder hit. And I was looking out there, I was like, okay. I thought it was a plane flying low at first. I was like, that plane is really low. And then I was like, oh no, that's not a plane.
It's not a light rain. So Gunn was talking to Collider about, hey, what's going on with your Batman player? I mean, people are excited about Penguin. Shouldn't you pay that off by having some news on your Batman Brave and the Bold movie? He says, there's no set timeline for anything. Relax, guys. The one thing that I've tried to make clear to people from the beginning, in the way that I hope we're different, is that everything in DC is going to be based on the writers. Until we have a screenplay that I'm totally happy with, that movie is not going to get made, no matter what it is. So we've been really fortunate with some screenplays. Now, is that a good or bad thing?
I'm gonna say that's a good thing. I would rather have somebody wait an extra year and a half to give me a good Wonder Woman movie versus giving them Wonder Woman 1984 to meet a time.
Right.
Like, I will take this extra pass on this. Let's chop this back a little bit more and come up with something that's good. Like,
anytime y'all can take a swipe at Wonder Woman 84, y'all are not too proud to go.
That movie suffered literally to make a timeline because I'm not thinking Patty Jenkins makes that movie if she doesn't have a timeline. They're saying you have to put this out now.
That movie was so bad on multiple levels. If she didn't get that out till now, it still would have been bad. So that movie in 84 was bad.
Delayed it though.
What'd you say?
They had the delayed shoots. It didn't come out on time in the first place. And we don't call her Patty Jenkins. We call her Patty Janky. That movie was janky as hell.
Yankee World.
That joint was janky as hell.
K-E-Y.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So and my whole thing, and I know Chief will be right here with me on that, as we got our blocks aligned, is that don't announce we've got a Batman and Robin movie coming if you don't have a screenplay you're happy with. Just say we got Superman, and you wait patiently for everything else. Don't go, we've got these grand plans to have 15 movies out. Oh yeah, one of them Sergeant Rock. If you don't have it exactly the way you want it, don't tell us, because the second it gets out to us, we're like, what's going on? Where is it? What's the update? Is it delayed? Is there some problems with it?
Point, Blade. How long have we been hearing that?
Like 3 years now.
Ever.
It just makes you look incompetent. Like you know what I mean? Yeah. Like we should all be putting trunk monkeys in your car, and every time you pop that trunk, one pops out and just gives you the business. You know what I mean? So it's sad, man.
Sad? I don't know if I'm feeling sad.
No, I said it's sad when they just can't come and tell you, yeah, we're coming with such and such. Be ready, and then you're sitting there like, man, I can't wait. And they're like, we're gonna push it back. Then we don't know if we're gonna make it. It's shelved indefinitely. You're like, what? So yeah.
I mean, I'm like, I would want to have some anticipation of stuff. Like, hey, here's what we have in the next 5. I mean, again, this is why Marvel actually works. When they say, hey, the next 5 years, here's what we got. Here's the majority of what we have planned. You might not always, it might fail a little bit, but here's what we have planned. Like, this person's got 3 years to come up with a script. We'll shoot in a year and a half. We're good. That should be how it works. But
why does it take 3 years to get a good Batman movie out? Like a script for Batman. I mean, the dude is dressed as a bat. He's got a million great villains to choose from. Oh, I'll go with this one. This maxi suits. All right, let's have fun.
Why did we have a scenario where Batman versus Deathstroke didn't get? I mean, the Predator didn't get made into a movie. Like, you need dialogue, and you need to figure out how's Batman connecting to the next thing.
Well, really, it's pretty easy. Grab $1.75, go to comic book store, grab a comic, open it up, read it, adapt it into screenplay.
Awesome. Where are you buying comics for $1.75 now?
Are they more than
more, Grandpa?
Bro.
Oh yeah.
Tell me it's been a few decades since you've been to the comic store.
And buy several comics.
Looks back with his Ovaltine and
yeah. I got a bunch
walking from the farm.
I guess I'm way off. But I mean, go to the comic book store, find a storyline, adapt that storyline. Yeah, Parks. What? I can't even see that. What is?
Yeah, pull the title down. Pull the title. You don't have the price showing. No, it's too far away.
Yeah.
Flash.
Chief got to put on his fancy glasses.
Bring it up. Is that a 4?
Yes, it is.
Oh, nah.
I like how you took the glasses off too. Like, oh, nah.
That's why I'm not in the comics anymore. There's no way. $4. You know what I mean? Does the writer come and read the book to me? $4. I expect to be walking out with the writer. Look, when we get home, on my couch, and there's just read.
I've got some news for you. Some other things might be more expensive than you remember too.
Man.
But yes, I mean, they have the source material. It is not like, oh man, tell us this amazing story about this guy who does this. It's like, you don't have to do any work. Grab a Batman trade. And Batman is the easiest one. There's so many great stories. And Christopher Nolan didn't mind every last one of them for his 3 movies. You've got tons. You could do the Court of Owls. That would be so easy, so quick. You have to have a lot of bad guys.
I mean, that could take you for 5-10 years.
Yes. I mean, like, you could literally, it's like each one of your Batman movies could have a little bit more of the Court of Owls, and then you pay it off whenever you want to. I mean, You have a Talon shows up in one of the movies and just, who the heck was that dude? And everybody's like, oh, that was a talent, but he's not the main bad guy. Like,
It's crazy because you have a great story, so you don't have to you don't have to worry about that. You do the adaptation and you focus on production. You just focus on production values to tell the story and get the fans hyped.
And again, this is why it's so stupid, because you have a built-in audience of a dwindling fan base who all you have to do is show the mass of a quarter hour. Like, ooh, I'm in.
Yeah,
that's it. And we're going to see it because it looks cool. And it seems like, oh, you guys are doing that storyline that I remember liking.
And it's not hard it would be hard. It's harder to fumble a storyline of the quarter house than it actually is to tell it. It's all of that.
You have to work to mess it up.
Aston Shady. Like, I mean, are Bruce Wayne's parents dirty? Don't know. Let's delve into it. Go.
Let's say no. There's so many stories. They could do Hush. Hush is right there. It's a self-contained story, basically. And because you just have to act like, well, everybody knows who Riddler, Clayface. I mean, Jason Todd may be a bit tricky for him, but tell the story in the movies. Good grief. It's not that hard. You have the comics. The same thing where I trip with some occasional misfires from Marvel. Like, why are we doing this bad story? You have a million good ones. Comic books are the easiest simply because the screenwriters don't have to do any work. The smartest comic book movie screenwriter would be the one who just slightly tweaks John Byrne's script, the Chris Claremont script. Oh, we don't know what to do with X-Men. Really? You don't know what to do with X-Men?
And this is where I think trips up comic book writers. Like just the comic book franchise.
He'd be too
sad. Unlike books that get adapted, I think there's some they don't want to pay the writers of these things because they think that's going to mess up the model, and they're like, "Oh, we own the license to have your story, and we can tell them whatever we want, and you never have real creative control. But if we were to pay you as a writer and a screenwriter, then we might have to change up how we how we actually do these comic book deals, and maybe that is why they don't say this is an adapted screenplay from this comic book or this graphic novel. Because I don't even know if Christopher Nolan, like in the notes, actually said, "Hey, I'm adapting this from Long Halloween." What was the other 3 he took?
He did a lot.
Yeah, I don't think he said he didn't have knowledge. I think he just was able to, I like this, I'm taking it. And I think that's the model DC and Warner Brothers want to keep because they don't want to have to run something by somebody else.
Listen, they don't have to run. They don't have to check with anybody. Hey, Chris, what were you thinking here? Don't do that. Just say, hey, this is what he was thinking. You can change it a little bit, but, just to pepper out the scene a bit more. But this is your Bible. And give the writer $1 million or $2 million. Those movies are going to make way more than that. So if the writer gets $2 million from working hard from back in the day, who cares? Anyway, so let's see here. King Letter, that's the same way with Star Wars. Dark Horse Comics got years of amazing Star Wars adventures and characters are already written. Ready to go. Jay's about to get upset.
Good. I laugh. As much as we talk about it, it's like Heir to the Empire was there for the taking. Yavin Vong is literally, if you wanted to make a Star Wars thing that you hadn't seen before, you could, and even if you didn't have like the older characters, you still could have said, hey, Han and Luke, Leia are X-where here's we're dealing with Anakin, Solo, Jason, and Janaea. Like, you could have easily done that storyline.
Independent Jason's goodness. It just doesn't make any sense. And it's just like, I don't understand. Like, James Gunn's going, oh, we're just waiting on a good script.
It has
Where would I get one of those from?
Where could I find a great idea for a Batman story?
because I mean, like there was like video like years ago, like Kathleen Kennedy said, there's no source material for Star Wars, and everybody who has a book on their shelf, like the reason there's still Star Wars is because of these books. It's not because of the movies. For years, the only thing holding us down for Star Wars was books because people were expanding the universe. And then some of that got kind of cribbed over when George Lucas said, hey, that's not how I want to take it. And it's like, okay, we can work around that. That was all they had to do. It was like, hey, we got storylines. Any one of these goods?
Yeah. There's so many good stories. I was just thinking, instead of like Sergeant Rock, they could tell the whole like they don't even have to go with one of the A-listers. They could go with someone like Connor Hawk, right, and do like the Fist of the Monkey, like that whole storyline. If they want to use someone who's not an A, they're one of their top guys, but tell an interesting story. There's so many.
How many? I don't even know that story, but Carter Hall's story makes for movies.
Yes.
There's some scowls on these faces here. I didn't dislike Book of Boba Fett. I feel like a lot of people did, but I was fine.
You mean when they're actually speeder biking around? Ooh,
yeah, that was a worthless episode, but it's like, most shows have a worthless episode here and there.
Yeah.
So let's move away from the fun over at DC. Let's talk about Marvel Studios. Oh, here you go. James says Warlord, Starman, the Atom Swamp Thing, Animal Man. Yes. There's way too many. And I think they can make an Atom movie just fine and not make it feel like it's derivative of Ant-Man.
Yeah.
It's like, and Swamp Thing, they can't even get a season premiere of Swamp Thing before they cancel it. So, yeah. But they are doing a Swamp Thing movie. Remember, that was part of the ones that they announced. And Chief was really looking forward to seeing that Swamp Thing movie. So many possibilities. And I mean, and they don't do teams. Like, gosh, like that's one of the things that people get excited about. Like, oh man, they're all coming together. Like Marvel made $1 billion with Avengers. Why do we just not do that over and over again? Speaking of, Marvel Studios has plans to introduce the West Coast Avengers in the MCU. And guess which character is going to be at the forefront of that?
Wonder Man.
Yeah, Wonder Woman's on there. Wonder Woman. Yeah, so looks like we're going to see a little bit more of him showing up in there. We're gonna have the Young Avengers and the New Avengers helping to battle Doctor Doom. That should not be a good fight. But yeah,
they're cannon fodder.
What did you say?
So they're cannon fodder.
No, that's in the DC animated movies where we kill off teams that we set up and never do anything else with them. I have no doubt that Marvel could probably make a better Power Princess movie than DC with their Wonder Woman. I do have some doubts now. I might have agreed with you earlier, Michael, but now it's like, depends on who's writing it. Well, we wanted to do a show about a strong female, but then we realized we didn't know how to write a strong female, so we just decided to make it a comedy. So we'll go next from there. Deadpool and Wolverine has become the most watched live action film on Disney Plus since Black Panther 2. 19 million views in the first 6 days.
Wow.
That's a couple people. So let's see. Best selling. Huh?
I said that sounds like you should have kept it in the movies longer. Like, I'm not. That's y'all gave away free money. That was
don't feel too bad for it. They also became the best-selling R-rated title in its first week on digital. It debuted on October 1st after a 68-day theatrical window. Well, for DVD, it's an 89-day window. So let's see. Right now, 13th highest grossing domestic film all time. Number 5 domestic, number 10 international, and number 7 global MCU film of all time. And had the highest grossing global opening for R-rated film, surpassing Deadpool. It looks like they will be working on a sequel. Shockingly, who saw that coming? Ryan says, "What's up, Ryan Daly? The idea of a West Coast Avengers was novel at the time, but it's kind of ridiculous considering how global, galactic, even the Avengers are." Yeah,
I agree with you, Ryan. I will say though that West Coast was always kind of the tongue-in-cheek version. You know, they were kind of like the laughs. They gave the laughs. So I could see where, with as global as the Avengers are, you kind of have this. I mean, I'll tell you what, I'd rather see that than the Thunderbolts. Maybe that's just me.
well, this particular version of the Thunderbolts, where it's like, hey, let's get all the characters from Captain America and Black Widow. And we just introduced in Black Widow, remember? Yeah, that was great.
I just watched like extended trailers of that, and it was like, still not excited on this one.
I can't. I want to be. I can't.
I'm not even gonna lie. I don't care. I am excited about Brave New World for Captain America, but I have zero or very little interest in Thunderbolts / New Avengers because it's like the same character. There is no power balance whatsoever. They're all variations, watered down, diluted takes on Black Widow. And oh yeah, here's Bucky too.
And Bucky will be the strongest person there.
He should be.
But I mean, not spoiling anything, but it's the villain they're fighting should mop the floor with him.
Yeah, comedic Marvel superhero movie. That's just what we need. Hey, Jamie, we do have Trevor hanging out with Wonder Man. And oh gosh, that's so bad. So bad.
I mean,
he was looking like he had a lot of wine today.
Okay, Jeff.
Yes.
I'm trying to think. Like, I'd like you to see after watching Agatha what you think. It's like, all right, maybe somebody was paying attention again. Look, so Wonder Man. I mean, I don't want to be the test case, and I want you to watch it before I have to. So just make sure that happens, please.
Okay. I will do so. On the Star Wars front, the new Jedi Order has now been pulled from the 2026 release calendar, which means it's also being delayed for an undetermined TBA, not TBD time. Thoughts? Why is Star Wars so hard to make into good movies anymore?
Because they hate the fans. They want to see us sad. How dare you carry us for all these years with your faith and love? I don't know. Why? Why is it so hard? Like Jay said, there's so much material out there. Why?
So, Chief, what are you thinking here?
I think people don't actually know the material. I think people get together, get in a boardroom, and they just put together some stuff, and they have no idea what they're talking about or saying. There's nobody in there that's ever read a comic, ever researched the movies. I mean, people just get in there and be like, all right, well, is Bob from the mailroom here today? Yeah. We saw somebody wanted to come up and
see if Bob can spitball some ideas.
Yeah, bring him in. Hey Bob, what do you know about Star Wars? Nothing. Come on in.
That's the one with the lightsabers, right?
Right.
Damn.
The lightsabers and the phasers, right?
What do you think about these Jedi Masters? How should they conduct themselves? Well, they shouldn't be that good at their with their masters over. They should be kind of mediocre in their fighting skills. Oh man, we didn't think of that. Mediocre Jedi Masters. And who should be able to defeat them? Anybody. Right. Anyone.
What a radical direction, Bob.
Right.
I like where you're going with this.
Bob, you're going to be somebody in this company. And that's what happens.
Get back to sweeping the floor, Bob.
Right. There's nobody who looks at the material. Like, we used to be mad as hell at Supergirl. Because we were like, what? Blue Kryptonite? I remember the Blue Kryptonite episode. We were like, Blue Kryptonite is supposed to make her more powerful. Nobody reads. Like, you should at least know what the Kryptonite does. That's like the very thing. All right, so what hurts Supergirl? All right, this okay. There's 15 different type of Kryptonites. Oh, this Kryptonite here. Oh, the blue one. Oh, it makes her stronger. You know what? What if we did a show and we made the blue Kryptonite actually make it weaker?
You know, see, when they actually came up with the idea, hey, for years, Superman's lasers have been red. So let's make them blue.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They just like messing with the fans.
Look, but there's nobody who reads that, Shannon. There's nobody who reads that. They're just in that joint like, what are we gonna do today? Oh, we're not gonna do anything. Just put something out for the people. Put something out for the people. They'll love it. They'll love whatever you give them. You remember when you were little and your mother knew you hated Brussels sprouts, but she would cook them anyway? And then they would be surprised when you sat at the table with your jaws full of Brussels sprouts, and it'd be an hour after dinner, and they'd be like, well, you ain't getting nothing else until you swallow those Brussels sprouts. And you're just sitting there like, and you're thinking in your head, why the hell did you cook this? You knew I didn't like it in the first place already. You already knew the research. You did the research on me. You knew that I didn't eat Brussels sprouts, and you made these damn things anyway. You went in the kitchen, was like, how am I going to mess up my night and my child's night? You know what? I cooked them something that they don't want. He eats string greens. He eats broccoli.
I feel like this is therapy.
Spinach. He eats collard greens. But you know what? I'm not going to make that. I'm going to make Brussels sprouts with no bacon, just plain boil these sons of bitches up and feed it to them. And that's what they did. And the Brussels sprouts when we were little, because they're different now. When we were little, these sons of bitches was almost the size of an orange. These sons was this big. And they would just sit them on your plate with no butter, no nothing, and then just be looking at you like.
It was rough on the farm, man.
I guess you didn't have that, Thanos, because they're laughing because they know I'm right. That's what happened to all of them. They would stuff those big cabbages down.
The laugh about it is 100% true because it's like, I'll make Brussels sprout now, put them in the oven, crisp them up. They all taste good. Now
put bacon on them. Like, bro, why did you
do this?
You didn't know about the bacon? You had me sit there for 2.5 hours. You sent me to bed angry and at me, and you could have just put some bacon on them. So, and that's what I feel like they do with these movies. They don't do the research, or they know the research, and then they do their own thing anyway. Well, we know what they want, but let's just cook them some Brussels sprouts. Here, eat this and put these in your jaws for the next 2 hours. You sit in the movie theater with your mouth full of Brussels sprouts, wondering what the hell you're watching. So yeah, there it goes, man. That's what we're getting, man. We're getting people who don't know the material and feeding you whatever. And Brussels sprouts
feeding you.
Right. The big old ones from the 80s. Yeah. Those was huge.
Oh.
Thanos snaps and only half the Brussels sprouts are left.
Right. I'm trying to tell you, man.
Avengers
sprouts at that kitchen table.
All right. Let's see. Snake Guy says, I don't care about Thunderbolts. And James says, I hate that I feel so cynical and sarcastic about superhero movies, but they did this to me.
They did indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Thunderbolts is a label slap. If they had the foresight to set up the correct characters, well, it could have been great.
3 years ago.
It was right there. If only there was a time when all the Avengers were gone and there was a void and a gap. And they had a pandemic to just go, you know what? We could do that.
Okay. I mean,
amazing.
It's right before you make Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Thunderbolts. Right there. And even if you haven't introduced all the bad guys before, you could literally say they've been here. Like, have some cameo, them fighting back. I mean, like, it was stupid.
We just have them fighting Iron Man from a video, and we don't ever need to see Tony Stark. It's just Iron Man blasting away at a random character. It's just such a wasted opportunity. And then they just botched scrolls. So it's like there were two big things that they could have milked for a whole phase and a whole thing or saga and called it a day with the phony Avengers, the Thunderbolts, culminated in Secret Wars. Or not Secret Wars, the Scroll War. And then, hey, what's up? We found a way to bring in the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. You guys interested? Yes, please. I blame Eternals. Okay. So, it's 9:21. I don't know what happened. Now it says Heavy Rain. Thanks for catching up. So How to Train Your Dragon. Really great trilogy of movies. Really well done. And like it seems most things they just can't leave well enough alone. I would have been fine with How to Train Your Dragon 4, 5, 6, whatever. But we're getting a live action version of it. And I'm already like, ugh, why? Because there's a beauty in those animated films where if you try to recapture it live action, it's like, okay, that's cool, but it's just you're not gonna get that same. Wow, this is amazing. I just watched The Wild Robot. Now I can imagine 10, 15 years from now, here's our live action adaptation of The Wild Robot. Because in most cases, it's not necessary. I thought Jungle Book was pretty cool because it was like, they could play around with Bogwi, whatever old boy's name is, and all the different animals. That was kind of fun and cool to do. Did I need to see a live action Aladdin? Probably not. And then that's just the case with so many of them. I mean, we already had a live action Lion King. Now we're getting a Mufasa because there's a reason we need to get more live action Lion King stuff out there. But it made me think, what in the world could be a good cartoon movie that people loved that would make sense to be made into a live action movie? I know the chat said, oh, I can't think of any, but I have several. My list expands quite far here. And my very first one is G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. We're going to start off live action where they're trying to get the pieces, the catalytic elements for the mass device. And G.I. Joe, Cobra teleporting all over the world. Make it live action. Let's just go nuts. Go crazy. Don't go, well, does this work in the real world? Who here is G.I. Joe? The guy walks around with a metal mask and somehow the lips move. It's not me. I didn't make the rules up. So let's just do that. And that would be my first choice.
Again, but the funny thing is G.I. Joe Retaliation was dang near the mass device. I mean, you had a space station that was shooting lasers. It's like, oh, that was a mass device.
They just need to go all the way.
Yeah.
Dr. Vandermeer. Come on. Johnny Quest is long overdue. One, and of course, that Goldie Gold in Action Jack. Yeah, King. Never went to that now. Mark A. Archer.
Honestly, I was reading the chat and then I saw Archer and I couldn't help but laugh. Him, Cyril Figgis, man. Woo. Good stuff.
Doesn't count. It had the Rock. Let's make Roadblock the leader of the Joe team because he's played by the Rock. No, thank you. Flint is literally right there.
Well, he can't say Lady J. He's got to call her J. I'm scared of J. Oh.
Yeah, and we can't even put a beret on. It's ridiculous. Chief, you got any suggestions for a live action movie based on a beloved cartoon movie or cartoon property from back in the day?
Flintstones. Oh wait, no.
Listen, there's a good part about that movie. I have to tell you, I just, it's not even worth it.
So, I think they could have probably done something with Thundercats at one point in time.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, a little live action Thundercat, man. Lionel, Guitar. You know what I mean? Just Lionel.
Does Ving Rhames play Panthro in your
No.
Thundercat?
No.
What are you talking about?
Who's your Mumbra?
Who is Mumra? The dude who just got blackballed, who's gonna marry Megan Good. He's always gonna be my Mumra, no matter what he does. He's always gonna be the villain in my life.
Villain in your life.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't even think of it. Jonathan Majors.
I was thinking Mask.
Mm-hmm.
Or Silverhawks.
Awesome.
I have Silverhawks down.
Yep. I think that's right. Nicholas.
Partly metal, partly real. Silverhawks. Oh yeah. Okay. So Jace, you got one?
I'm gonna go with one animated one. I think would be really cool. That I think they could probably make really quick. I'm gonna go with Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Just add in Iceman and Firestar. Make that into a movie. I don't think that's hard at all.
I believe y'all are looking at my paper.
I mean, he's looking at us like
He really is.
you got a camera here, don't you?
He got all dressed up, spiffy like, and y'all are stealing his answers.
Yeah, I don't appreciate this.
Yeah, like that's a layup one. Just yeah, especially if you want to introduce the mutants, right there.
Right. Hey,
Everyone
man,
apparently.
do it to me, man. I used to love Bionic 6.
Oh man, now that's Bionic 6 would knock it out the park. I'd be there first day for that one. If they did it right, if they did it right.
Listen, the best part about it is nobody can accuse it. Nobody can accuse it of being woke because it's already diverse.
Right. It was ahead of its time.
Wouldn't you like to have them all in black leather?
Oh gosh, that would be the worst. Why do they have an Asian guy playing Karate 1?
They'd be sitting around the table and someone would say something crazy like that,
That would actually make sense. Tom Holland Spidey moves out and gets roommates.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Hey Jamie, we're gonna take that and not give you production credit for our meeting with Marvel Studios later this week.
That's because Jamie works in the mailroom. You know what I mean?
Hey Jamie, what do you think?
Oh, see, this is okay.
Cops.
Yep. We can't see
All I
anything.
see is a blank page.
I see a letter coming. Oh, it is cops.
You know what I mean? At this point, yeah. They're looking at my paper, man.
I'm sure that's what's happening.
Turn off my
Boys,
light.
what do you got?
I mean, you guys hit a lot of them. I mean, I don't think I could beat Bionic 6. That one, that would be awesome. But
you want to see Jim?
Did have a gym movie.
Well, listen, if we're talking about strictly for making money, you get Taylor Swift in there,
What's the Margot Robbie has Jim?
Or
I would
Margot
watch
Robbie.
that. I would watch that movie.
Uh,
I would watch most movies, but yes. Yeah, I'm still. You know what? I'm mad about that gym movie because it's like, how do you botch everything with Jim? It's right there. You can even do holograms now without it being like weird.
right.
Like, ugh. That was. I feel like that's something where everyone like they've got a dude working on the gym movie. Yes, but Jeffrey Lyles is a gym aficionado. Anyway,
It must be something about being in a position where you can make change. And I really do believe this. Like, you're in a position where you can call the shots. And instead of taking the proven work that's already there, you just like, I know I can improve it. I can change it. It's got to be it,
It's like that bad boy syndrome. I can make it better.
Right? I can make it better. Yes, this is sold 1 million copies, but wait till I put my touch on it. That's really going to be what takes it over the mention.
But just think about Jim. It's Jim is a story. I mean, it should be very easy to do. You have a bunch of misfits. It's a bunch of bands. I think it's one of those things. Hollywood thinks they get properties and then they have to change them from what they actually are. I got a license for this great thing, so I'm going to do nothing like it. But I'm going to use the name, and that's going to get people there. And then when they see the first trailer, they're going to take a crap on it. But that means they're still going to come see the movie. Yeah.
I tell you, if that Jim trailer had looked anything like the cartoons, I would have been opening night or gone to multiple press screenings for it. And they had quality songs, of course. It's like Jim is Josie and the Pussycats. Nah, David. The Pussycats, that crew had absolutely nothing on Roxy, the Misfits, Eric Redmond. Gosh,
man. But that movie was fun. Now, again, if you wanted to use Jim, you could go get M. Night Shyamalan's daughter and have her be the singer. Like she knocked the thing out of the park for me. But
Jace over there reading from the Sony playbook.
Like, for real. Oh yeah.
You know it would be a good one, like Jason the Wheeled Warriors. Remember that? Jason the Wheeled Warriors. That's actually a really good storyline. And that I could see translating to the big screen.
Wow. Yeah, get George Miller to direct it. Get your little Mad Max feel to Jason the Real Warriors. See, this is why we can't work in Hollywood. We got too many good ideas floating around. My next one, The Transformers, the movie. If Michael Bay can take his shot destroying Transformers, I want to see it in real life with actual Transformers. Like kind of like we got teasing Bumblebee and how we saw a little bit in Transformers, the last live action one. I want to see that movie with the soundtrack. You don't need to change anything. Just make all that live action. And we have no need for humans because they're not necessary for the movie. Be Grimlock, like challenge. Come on, do that. Chief, what you got next?
I used to love this show as a child. Voltron.
I knew you were going to say Centurions. That's why I was keeping it up. So you can be all upset again. Which one, Chief?
Which Voltron?
Yes.
The original one. Where my man, they had the fat boy. Then they had the real skinny dude. He was almost a child. Yeah. So, yeah, it was the original one, man.
Aurora and Sven.
Because I don't remember. I never watched another Voltron other than that one.
You didn't see the cars? For real?
That was my only Voltron I ever watched, man. And I used to love that Voltron, man. But so what was that movie? They had the dude from Sons of Anarchy. He did the first one, and then they had the dude from John Boyega. He did the second one.
Pacific Rim?
Pacific Rim, right? But if they had done a Voltron movie first, in that kind of style where they were sending the monsters to Earth, and Voltron was going down to fight them, first is 5 lines and this and that and the third, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I was like, all right, Lord's cool and all. Sven had to Sven. Sven had the sword. He was doing his thing.
Because that was, again, 80s. I mean, this is one of those things. Kids today are softer because their cartoons don't prepare them for life.
Right.
Kid, one of my answers to the show definitely is like, oh, we did that on cartoons? Okay. Yeah.
Hey, Chief, were you a fan of those Pacific Rim movies?
The first one I enjoyed. The second one, like Snake I said, I didn't really like. But I would have liked it if they had, instead of doing if they had done a Voltron joint of it. And kind of, so I would have enjoyed that. I think they could have got away with, fighting those things as the lions. And then somewhere towards the end, they become Voltron and go at them.
I mean, we have gotten Power Ranger What were the Power Rangers? The Power Rangers one, Elizabeth Banks. They had that, had the Megazords and that. Voltron is so cool.
Yeah.
This is some suckers. You know, I don't, nobody wants to see that. You know what I mean? No, man. I hated the Power Rangers. I hated the Power Rangers, bro.
No, I'm talking about the movie. They did the whole thing with them in their separate vehicles, and then they all did the whole thing.
I didn't watch that. I hated them. So whether you're talking about the movie, the TV show, the the live, the cartoon version, whatever it was, I hated Power Rangers. I hated
all of it equally. Oh man, that hurts. Because Captain Planet was like, all right, I guess we're desperate to see something sort of resembling something we used to watch back in the day. Mm-hmm. Oh, this Captain Planet's too corny. I can't do it.
Let the rings combine. Yeah. That show was crazy, son. You see that like what? You know what? Who made fun of John Cheeto as Captain Planet? You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, Funny or Die? Oh yeah, man. Let me tell you something, man.
I feel like James probably had that with Jalen. Is that true?
That was the one I was alluding to. Like, again, I think just like how Chief was saying, you could do. I know they keep talking about they're going to try and do a Robotech, the Macross series. It's world gets destroyed by alien ship, so but you're rebuilding most of it. Come up with some big robots to fight the big giant aliens. I think that's that's a $100 million but $150 to $2 million budget. It's better used than Gladiator 2.
I think on Gladiator 2 for. Why did that get straight?
Because Gladiator 2 has a literal Roman Coliseum with Shark City.
And you're saying that like it's a bad thing though.
How are we gonna transport the sharks?
Right now, it's at 75% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm just saying. We could have used that. That money could have got used to Macross. Okay,
that's because people who never saw the original going.
Yeah.
We're not. I mean, nobody's going here. You going? You going to see that? No issues. You headed there?
Yes, sir. I will be going to see it.
Denzel Washington is in it. I'm going
to go see it.
No.
I'm going to support Denzel.
Jeff?
Yeah, I'm going to see it. Exactly. Yeah, Denzel.
Oh, you going to support Denzel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Denzel's a millionaire. He doesn't need your support.
It's a moral support.
I'm pretty sure he's good.
Hey.
I think whether you go see it or not, I think Denzel's going to be okay. Just like Mike Lowry. People think Mike Lowry tends to be okay. So I think Denzel's going to be all right too, man. I'm not going to see that, man.
I'm with you, Henry. Star Blazers would be amazing. Star Blazers.
Yeah.
That was Dana and Scott with the battle armor. That was them.
No, Dana's and Bowie, their series sucked. That was
Scott, the one with
Scott and Scott Rook, and Yellow Dancer. Like, that's the one you totally could do. Desolate world, big robots. Yeah. Okay. And you could always say, hey, here's what happened. Here's why the Earth looks like this. Yeah. Yeah. Robots, that's why Robotech keeps being one of those franchises. They keep like, hey, whoever owns the license, we will make a movie if we can figure out who owns this property. Like
that.
God, Bernard, right. Norris just wants to support up and coming actors in small indie
Right. That's right.
I expect some big things out of that Denzel Washington guy.
Young 70-year-old.
Right. Yes. Right. Okay. I was trying to remember if we had talked about that. All right. So I have another one. Giant Robo. That's one where
that was on my list.
A live action movie. I'd be there for the whole trilogy.
That would be hard to do just because there's so many unique characters.
But you can keep Giant Robo in the background. He could literally just be a big paper mache thing where somebody walking around. Oh, And we never had to really see him in action because it's about like a superhero squad versus a supervillain squad, and everybody's got powers. And Giant Robo's just kind of the big thing in the background. Oh man,
That would be awesome, though.
If anybody has not, I don't know where you can watch that anime, but if you have not watched that is great storytelling.
Yeah,
I mean,
It really is.
and the twists and turns of that thing are so freaking good. Just,
Yeah.
isn't it right?
The music, the animation, everything.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
back in
Chief,
the
seen
day,
Giant
I had
Robo?
huh?
I was asking Chief if he'd seen Giant Robo. That one you should watch, my man. It's great.
I mean, I had to work to get Tragedy and Bastaro, downloading that, and I was like, oh yeah, we're finding that one.
Like how you said, I have to work.
Back in the day, you had to work because it wasn't a CD. Okay,
Right.
You get the job done.
Job is done.
All right, let's see. Mark A says, I know we did the obscure 80s cartoons a while ago, but I like to see what they could do with Saber Rider and the Star Sheriffs.
Man, you taking it back. Taking it back, Mark.
How far are we going back? Thundar live action with the right mindset and budget would be killer.
It's like he's got it under the phone too.
Like right in order. All right, Chief. Why would Thundar be such a good one for them to do?
Apocalyptic. That usually just works, man. We've been getting these terrible Mad Maxes, all these what's the joint, the other joint that just came out that nobody went to see. They thought they were going to come and see. You know what I mean? But Thundar, man, he had, he was a barbarian. First of all, what?
I get it now. Thundar the Barbarian.
Thundar, and then he had a sorcerer with him, and then he had that animal thing.
Hookla.
Yeah, I mean, it was. Man, Thundar was. You know what?
The costumes aren't really what we would like. Can we make them more PC? I think there's too much skin being shown in these costumes. Like, can she have a bodysuit?
Baby, work. Job done. That's the thing. Number one, Paul Jones. Yeah, man, that would be fun. And you don't even have to be so set on one villain. And that's one that could be an easy franchise too, where it's like, oh, how do we make this work? Just make one work. Then you can make 4 more movies work. Another Ruby Spears banger. Yes. That's all they did. Shoot, we could see Hercules too. All right, Norris, what you got next?
Defenders of the Earth. I think I think they could actually get 2 or 3 out of that. Ain't no house.
Give it all you got. Give it all you got.
With the Get Fresh crew.
Because you got the Phantom, you got the Flash. You got your superhero or Flash Gordon, not the Flash, but you got your superhero team. It's a little tongue in cheek,
Oh no! Can we ditch the kids?
Definitely.
I want a serious Defenders of the Earth. I want a grim and gritty Defenders of the Earth. No kids.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Put that shit on it. You know what I mean?
Them against me, yes, it works. Kids, no.
You. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
You.
It's like
that's awesome. Barbarian plus hot sorceress gal plus giant mutant monkey man with a villain whose head has 2 faces to spin around. Sorcery and super science, baby.
That's right.
Yeah.
Has anyone mentioned Into the Spider-Verse yet? Yes, they have. I don't remember who it was, but yeah, those. I mean, gosh, those would be amazing.
Somebody mentioned Mouse.
So they did Birdman a while ago. Why not Space Ghost? Space Ghost.
You like the Space Ghost graphic novels, right? The ones they're doing now.
They've been great. Dynamite Entertainment. Yeah. David Papose writing them and Jonathan Law on the art. Crazy good. Every issue has been amazing. This is one of my favorite series in 2024. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
It's so good. Because it's just you're just telling the story and it's fun. It's not like, oh, let me just depress people. It's like, nah. And they're not like, I think it's on issue 8 now. It has been one storyline, has been 7 issues. Like each one has been one issue. There was one 2-parter, but it's like getting a great story in one issue and moving it on.
At $4 a comic.
Wow. Probably $4.99. You can get the trade, Chief. It's a lot cheaper at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Somebody else knowing
what?
what I was talking about. That was going to be my last one. Like again, Pirates of the Dark World was one of the things they had on I guess like the Disney, it wasn't Disney, but whatever the kind of cartoon channel was. And it literally ends on a
Cartoon Network?
No, it was
Boomerang?
it might have like the it might have been like the CW's precursor, but it was literally like this show, and like half the world was getting like taken over by this sentient water, and the prince had to try and find these magic gems that was going to save the whole world. And then one of the guys he's actually hanging out with actually betrays him at the cliffhanger. And you're like, oh, how's this going to end? And it never got paid off. It was 13 episodes, but it was so fun. I actually think it's actually on Disney Plus, and it's one of those like, yo, there's story right here. Come on, guys.
What about Gargoyles, though, bro? You didn't mention that.
They're trying to do it. And I'm also saying, if you can't do Gargoyles with Keith Davids as the voice, I don't want it. Okay, I don't care who you have playing Goliath. If it's not voiced by Keith David, don't bother. It's not gonna have a chance with me.
Like, yeah, get the program.
That's the only Gargoyle John I remember. You know what I mean? You remember that? I loved you, and I loved you. Ray John Chung. I promise you never tell.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Tales. It wasn't Tales. Was it Tales from the Dark Side?
It might have been.
Tales from the Dark Side.
That's what it was. I told it was like I could not remember what that was.
Norris, you got any more?
Cities of Gold. You might not remember that one. That's an old one. Remember Cities of Gold? They had like the giant condor, golden condor plane.
Norris had cable.
He wasn't doing
right.
That's an old one.
My father was up on the roof. You know what I mean?
A little bit more to the left.
I can kind of make it out.
Oh, this is a French-Japanese animated series?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Mysterious Cities of Gold?
Mysterious Cities of Gold, yeah.
Oh,
Man,
okay.
there's no way I would have seen that show.
Yeah.
I guess that's the high-end cable, too.
I mean, that's so high-end, they don't even show it on Amazon Prime. They just literally say, nah, seriously, it's $2 an episode. Deal with it.
Yeah. It's not dung, it's dawn. Very dawn.
They have not. But they did make an appearance, though, so that was cool. How about a live-action Tarna? Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
know.
no, Tarna, man. You guys just watched some different cartoons. I must have been, you know what I mean? I'm Chilly Willy.
Chilly.
You know what I mean? Buzz Buzzard. Woody Woodpecker.
Buzz Buzzard.
Yeah, you remember Buzz Buzzard?
No, I don't remember Buzz Buzzard.
He was I don't know. I don't even know how to describe him. He used to wear a little hat, and he used to always try to beat up on Woody Woodpecker.
So it's a series of gold. Heavy metal. That's what it is. Live action Gundam.
Yeah, that's another one they're going to try and do, I'm sure.
I just watching the Gundam show on Netflix, and it's pretty good so far.
Did they do Gundam style?
Yeah, they did.
I was cheating, Chief. Tarna was a segment from the heavy metal animated.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't see the heavy metal animated movie.
What? You never saw that joint?
No, we didn't have cable.
That was really like an old school, like 80s anime.
Mhm.
Yeah, you had to get that at the video.
It was like a
store.
rite of passage, though. You know, you had to watch that when, you know.
Right on cue.
Right. Like, I mean, that's like Go 13 is one that I would love to see live action.
There you go.
Like that's, I mean, and I thought, I mean, every time I see a Hitman movie, I mean, like the Killer one with Michael Fassbender, I'm like, okay, y'all gonna give me something like that?
Ugh.
And then I watch that Diagonal movie, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never seen an assassin movie boring.
It was so bad. And he talked for 40 minutes. And it was like, oops, I messed up.
Like,
I thought you were
man,
next.
I've done all these things. I'm so perfect. How did I not see when the person was going to get some action? Like, come on. Oh, God.
Bob's Burgers by Wes Anderson. Yeah.
They made it Go 13 live action.
Is it?
Tell us more.
Okay.
Time to investigate. All right. It is that time. Chief, do you have any more?
No, I'm good.
All right. It's that time. That special time of the week. Fellas, who are your nominees for Dummies of the Week? We did a quick poll, and it looks like, according to our numbers that we crunched, we're still waiting to hear from a few more precincts. But Jace, it looks like you're a little bit underrepresented here. So why don't you go ahead and go first?
All right. I'm going to say my dummy of the week is, let me see how I can figure out what window I'm in. My dummy of the week is going to be, there we go. All right, there we go. Yeah. My dummy of the week is going to be Ellen DeGeneres. I'm sorry.
She do.
Oh, she decided, you know, after the election, she's like, hey, I got so much money. I'm out. Y'all handle this for 4 years. And just kind of making it just, I don't need to say it. Just say I'm rich. I'm out. Y'all have this, you know, mess for 4 years.
Was she left the country?
Yeah, she and Portia said, I'm out. They're out. But, you know, instead of just saying, hey, just peace out. But, you know, feel the need to tell everybody you're doing it. I'm thinking it's a little dumb to me. So they're my dummy of the week.
Norris, how about you?
I don't have one this week.
Okay. Due to movies like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, we're getting more gore-filled takes on classic animated characters. The latest is going to be Popeye.
Not Steamboat Willie?
No.
Not Steamboat Willie.
So what's our dark take on Popeye going to be?
It's going to be gory and raunchy.
So like, bath salts instead of spinach?
Well, he is a sailor.
He eats his spinach. And the movie's going to be called Shiver Me Timbers.
Mm.
You're joking. You're joking. This is not real.
Why would you think I would make that up? No. Here.
Shiver Me Timbers, man. You can only see that. On the special channels.
This is not
a joke.
Oh my gosh.
That's not right.
It's real.
He said it's not right.
I said it's not right. I got it on DVD.
Where can we see the Popeye movie?
Oh,
I don't know, Snake Eyes. NFL referees calling that first play back on the Texans messed up my parlay.
Oh God.
Hey Chief, who's your nominee for Dummy of the Week?
People, I don't know, man. Listen. An art piece called Comedian by Italian artist Maurizio Catalian sold for $6.2 million at an auction Wednesday night. The piece consists of an ordinary yellow banana affixed to a white wall with a diagonal piece of silver duct tape. That's it.
And that sold for how much again?
$6.2 million.
So who's the dummy? The person that bought it?
Whoever's going to see this crap. And then yes, that's art. So you took a banana, placed it on a wall, tilted the duct tape, ran it across there, and that sold for $6.2 million.
So you just don't see the vision.
I don't see. I don't see the vision.
Don't slip
I
on
mean,
it, Chief.
and it's a banana that's going to rot.
It's going to be preserved.
I mean, do
in
you
its
just like
natural
always
state.
switch up the banana?
Then you can't switch that. Then you messing with the art.
There goes my
Banana's
$6
a
million investment.
6.2. Like, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing with our lives?
I mean,
We could go right now. Go to the thrift store, get some tight pants and some weird shirts, and just go to an art place and just start like throw pennies on the ground. I've seen people do things like that and be like, voila, and then let them pay us for that. You know what I mean? I don't understand this. It does have appeal, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. This doesn't make sense, man. We all in the wrong business, man. I mean, literally stuck a banana to a wall and never has to work again in his life.
I mean, no. Better yet, I want to know who bought that because I have obviously way better uses of your money. Because if you got $6 million and more to go, I've got plenty of great ideas for it.
I know you're gonna sell him a bridge.
You know it. There's one right down the street.
You see that
Literally
stadium
one
across the
down the
street? That's that stadium. You give me $5 million right now. That stadium's yours.
What? Yes.
Yes.
It can be yours
Not
for
gonna fall for
2.8
banana.
or 2.8 billion. Now we're gonna go buy an NFL franchise.
Yeah, man. You're not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe, but you fall for the banana on the wall. So, yeah, man. Hey, man. Look, step your game up, man, Wallace. Step your game up, bro. You haven't been sticking next. Look, grab a shoe, put a black background, and then nail that shoe to it. Bam.
All right.
Art.
Call it stepping out.
Right. So listen, man.
I can't ever reach those levels.
Oh man. 6.2 million. Y'all doing the wrong thing, man.
Get with it. You could offer the feature if it never spoils, Jamelin. You got it. It's all in the marketing.
Hey man, you might be able to, Jamelin, man. Might as well try.
That's depressing. What is not depressing is someone is going to need to call a medic this Friday. Because this Friday we're going to be doing it. Yeah. Starship Troopers watch along. 7:05 Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna go break it down with Rico's Rawhides. So we're gonna do it, and Jace, you'll be here. Chief, you'll be here.
I'll be there, man.
And Norris, will you be here?
I will be there.
I'll say give us a salute too. All right. So the only question is, will you join us? Will you be here? Would you like to know more? Press that notify me button because we're gonna do it. 7:05 this Friday. That's it for us now. Tomorrow, of course, I'll be back on for Lyle's Figure Files. But for now, this episode of Lyle's Movie Files has been filed.